2016 Melissa is back. Sorry, but look at that cut crease. So today we created this 2016 makeup look. 2016 makeup is apparently coming back on the scene. How do we feel about it? I think I'm kind of feeling it, to be honest. Also as well, this little sippy cup is now my third hand. It comes with me everywhere for all my little content videos. Keeps me hydrated, especially when I'm stressed. I was definitely stressed doing this cut crease and all this blending. We have the glam, we have the matte colours, we have the cut creases, we have the matte skin. How do we feel about it? I think I'm liking it, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Also as well, make sure you subscribe to my channel, all that jazz. I don't want to keep going through it, you know, subscribe, give me a big thumbs up and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, it would really help me, so I would appreciate it. So enjoy. We basically wanted not one pore to be seen or heard of, we just wanted it banished. So the more powder, the better. I really do not know what's going on with these little pieces that seem to pop out of nowhere, and they're in that stage where they just look ridiculous. So I'm going in with the classic Plouise base. Plouise bases were invented for matte cut creases, matte eye colours. I actually did quite a thick base on the eye. I still use Plouise Date still for dramatic eye looks. I've gone lighter with the application, where this I have built about 3 layers into this eye look. I really want a nice base so my colours can really pop like the 2016 eye styles. So as well, just want to add, this is my second time doing this recording. Anyone who does YouTube content creation, video editing, you know the struggle of when you record a full video, you have the video fully edited and then something goes wrong with your laptop, USB gets corrupt, the drama. So we're recreating this look again. This is my second attempt. The universe does things for a reason, so I was obviously meant to recreate this look again. So I'm going in with the colour Trip palette from Kash Beauty, just because we have all these beautiful colours here. So I'm kind of feeling the oranges, the yellows, the reds for my vibe today. So I think I'm going to go with like a really vibrant sunset eye and see where that takes us today. I also have the new set of the Plouise brushes, which I adore. So we're going to use these today and see what these are like. So this is going to make my look super intense, just because her brushes are insane. I've had them before, but I've never had this many of her collection, so it's going to be good. It's going to be a good look, I can feel it. So I'm going in with the Plouise brush, and this is the 271. I'm going to go in with the shade Mango from the Bperfect palette, number 3. So I'm going to build up a fake crease above my crease to have this nice intense colour, and we're just going to keep building this up. So 2016 was all about stacking eyeshadows. It was literally like a sandwich. So you build your eyeshadow, you go on to the next one, and you just keep stacking up, and then you repeat the process all over again. So that's basically what we're going to be recreating again today. 2016 makeup, I think, was definitely my favourite makeups to recreate on clients. It's just so much more creative. You could like literally just let loose and really get that creativity flowing. I love doing bridal makeup as well. I feel like this creative style of makeup is definitely in my bones. Like it's just my instinct. I just love the creative style of makeup. Not really a lover of doing it on myself. Like I love the end result of myself, but I just find I'm actually better at doing it on other people's faces than my own, if that makes sense. You have to have a nice big structured eye for these sort of looks. So when you're happy with your first colour, you want to very lightly just buff out the edges of the eyeshadow, like you're barely touching it, just to buff that out. So we're going to take a little break here to actually show you the kind of looks that I used to do. Like, where is this girl gone? So I used to do really dramatic makeup looks. I actually like this and kind of regret it now I didn't choose pink. But this is the start of looks that I always used to do. and I'm just like, where's this girl gone? Like super on dramatic looks. Used to be very creative. Hello, where's this girl gone? And yeah, did like superpower girl, and then I used to like, look at that fecking cut crease, that's insane. Love this. So I'm like, where's this girl gone? Those looks used to take me, like, it could be nearly a full day, especially the full body ones, and it literally consumed my life. So I kind of feel like I'm going back down memory lane right now to doing this sort of style of looks. Let's get into it. I'm going back in with like a deeper kind of more neon orange just in the crease of the eye, just to add a bit of like intensity to it, where I feel like the other one was more like an actual fruit orange, where this is more like neon orange. Just add a bit of depth, and yeah, I'm excited to see where this look goes. You can just very, very lightly then just kind of blend those two together just to create a nice transition. Okay, so I'm going in with another little teeny tiny brush, and this is the 325 from Plouise. I'm going in with this beautiful yellow tone from the Kash Beauty Colour Chip palette, and I'm just going to very lightly bring this around the last shade just to blend it in. And I'm going to bring this up into the brow because we can. So this just kind of gives a nice little fade-in effect and just helps it all blend together. So I'm just going to very lightly bring that along the edge of those shadows. If it gets a bit too, like, you feel like you're losing colour intensity, don't worry, because as I said, it's all about colour stacking. We'll go back in and we'll go back over and intensify all these colours again. Sunset eyes used to be the top makeup looks to do, especially when Inglot was around. The Inglot girls, they kind of put the stamp on that like dramatic eye looks. A lot of the eyeshadow looks that were requested were like these sunset colour eyes. Then we had like the cranberry colours, bright pinks. You used to have the nice rounded eye. Then you'd have like a winged out eye with like the super dramatic eyeliner. There was just such a variety of like styles and creativity in the 2016 makeup. I'm kind of happy that it's coming back, to be honest, because there is rumours that it is coming back. Okay, so I think I'm going to like deepen this up with like cranberries. So I'm going to go in with Hot Stuff from the Colour Chip palette, and we're just going to intensify just the outer portion of the eye in that crease. And then I feel like I need to go like really super smoky with this as well. So I'm going to like smoke it out is what I'm feeling today. Yeah, see, that just kind of brings it together, adds a bit of like life. So I actually have an event this evening. Obviously I will not be wearing this makeup, but I'm just hoping now that my eyeballs don't actually stain, because these colours are so pigmented that your eyeballs will stain. So I'm hoping that like this comes off easily enough and that I won't be going to the event with stained eyeballs, because that's not a vibe. So the theme of the event tonight is like burlesque theme, which this makeup could probably work, to be fair. But my outfit tonight is very like sultry. But it wouldn't go with my outfit tonight, so that's the only thing. I need a more classic stripped back glam on my eyes. So yeah, let's pray this comes off. So I'm just going in with this deeper red, this chili pepper colour. And this is the Plouise 230 brush. And this is a slightly more rounded dome shaped brush. Usually I would go like a smaller brush for doing more detail work, but I want this, so I'm going to apply it on the lids and then kind of like buff that up into my crease. Kind of whatever's left, I'll go up a bit further. So most of the colour I'm applying directly on the outer corner of my lids. So I'm just going to press that in just to keep intensifying it. I'm just going to bring this up. So again, just press and just bring this up. You see how much of a difference that just makes to the eye? It just makes it kind of go from to cool. This is the stage now where you feel that you have most of your blending done, so you want to go back either in and intensify those colours or make sure it's super sleek and blended. So I'm going in with my first orange and I'm just going to intensify up this middle section here and just make sure that red is nice and blended. Then again with the yellow, just to make sure like you're not actually applying much product. You're just very lightly adding intensity to, because it's already blended. So you just want to add a bit of intensity and not actually blend, if that makes sense. I'm actually going to bring the yellow more down here, just to the corner of my nose, because I'm going to be doing a cut crease. So sometimes you forget to kind of bring the shadow down that far. I apologise if you hear like monster noise outside my door. It's actually my pug being very dramatic and wants to come in. So I'm actually feeling that it needs a bit more, like, I could leave it like this, but I feel like I want to smoke out that lash line a bit more. So I'm going in with this Plouise brush, and this is the 264, this little teeny tiny one. And I'm going in with a black shadow and just creating like a bit of a smoke halfway along that lash line, but up into that cranberry tone, just to kind of give a bit of lift to the eye. So let's just apply it here to the very outer portion. And we're going to blend that in. I'm not going to go too far, but just to kind of smoke it out a bit. This is why I always do these eye looks first, because black is the devil and you will get a bit of fallout. So if it doesn't really matter, do not worry about it. We can just wipe it off. So I'm not too worried about blending this black yet. I'm just going to get the intensity right, and then we're just going to blend it out in a minute. I just went in with this darker brown, soften out the edges of the black. I'm just going to give it a large fluffy brush, and this is the Plouise 272, so it's 272, so it's quite a fluffy brush. It's flexible, so I'm just going to very lightly blend over those two tones, just to kind of soften it and blend them together, just so it's not as harsh. See like the difference? So just to basically blend them out so we're nice and soft and seamless. Do you see how much of a difference that makes? Like just that little tiny thing that just kind of clips it all together. I'm going to take that retro shade again, and I'm just going to apply it along the front of my eye, just to kind of have like a smoky liner. Now we probably will be getting rid of a bit of this, because we are going to be doing a cut crease. We can try and keep most of it and just cut maybe the top part of the eye. Again, go back in with your little fluffy brush and just kind of blend. Doesn't really matter if it's messy, because we're going to be cutting that. I really like this. I actually really like this. I'm kind of happy that my last video got like deleted. I did something similar for the last video, but I don't think it was as cranberry, which I'm kind of liking the cranberry tone. Now we have the hard part, so this is what you're going to do. The easiest way to do your cut crease is get the Nivea eye makeup remover. This is the best thing since a slice fecking pan. So this is the Nivea Double Effects Waterproof Eye Makeup Remover. Love it. I find that some eye makeup removers either are too harsh, make your eyelids dry, or some of them are too oily, where this is just like the perfect combination. You're going to get a little Q-tip or cotton buds. I say cotton buds. I don't know if that's an Irish thing or what. Some people say Q-tips, but I say cotton buds. You're going to dip your Q-tip in it. And what you're going to do is you're going to literally carve out where you want your cut crease. So whether you want a big exaggerated one, or you want a low-key one. I'm feeling a bit of an in-between one with this sort of eye. So we're literally going to start here, and you're just going to cut out where you want it. Don't worry if it's not too particular. We're going back in with concealer, but this is just to give you a rough guide. So you just want to clean up any area. I might do like a half kind of slanty cut crease, so I don't really want to get rid of this red here. So I'm literally just kind of cleaning up here. Let's do the same on the other side. So I want to start around here and up. So they're fairly similar. Also as well, don't kind of judge the shape of the two eyes the same, because everyone's eye is actually not symmetrical. So I find with this eye, I actually have to go a bit higher my cut crease than this eye. For some reason, it's a bit more like hooded. It's just the way I was born. And I actually got hit with a swing when I was like younger. The swing was broke and the metal kind of slipped the back of my head. So it actually distorted a muscle in the back of my eye. So that's why it's a bit like more hooded. That's a fun fact about me if you wanted to know. So I'm kind of happy with that. It's clean enough. I'm going back on my Plouise base. So I've just got a fluffy brush and I'm just blend in from the shadow into the cream rather than the cream out of the eyeshadow. So I just find this gives you a nicer blend. See how that just transforms. So again, I'm just going to bring the shadow very lightly into the base just to blend those two together. Just to blend those two together. And we have a nice structured blend. So now is when you want to go back in and like build up this intensity again, because we're after losing a bit of it. So I'm going back in with the first red that I used. I'm just going to very lightly tap this, very lightly, just tap this along where the cream product met the eyeshadow. At this point as well, you can build back up your brown or black if you need to. I'm just going to blend them together again very lightly. Now the big question is, what are we going to do in the lid? What are we feeling? What's the vibe? I don't know. I was going to do a yellow lid, but now I feel that it's going to take away from the cut crease. So I'll just go with like a white and stick with a matte. I think we're going to stick with a matte. I'm feeling a matte look for this today and avoid any shimmer altogether. This is the point in the makeup look where I get a bit like, ugh, I'm waiting for the end result, but we're nearly there. So I'm going with the white from the Colour Trip palette again, and I'm actually using that brush that I used for my concealer just because I think it's the best, to be honest. And it gives you a nice like structured line. So again, same technique. I'm actually just pressing down in little tiny sections. Ooh, look at that. And again, I'm not going too heavy with my like pressure. I'm kind of just very lightly nearly setting the product first and then building up. So just very lightly setting. And now we can start increasing our pressure just to build that intensity. Okay, we're after being a bit bold and we're after adding a bit of yellow. I had in my head that I wanted yellow on my lid since I seen that picture on my phone. So I'm after adding a bit of yellow, which we need to like sort this out here because what is going on with that. But yeah, I'm happy with the yellow now. If you wanted, you could go in with like a dramatic eyeliner, but I actually don't think I need it for this just because I smoked it the last time with the eyeshadow. So I'm going to leave it like this and I'm just going to apply lashes and yeah, smoke underneath, and then I'll be back. So it just applies these big ass lashes. These are from Kiss and they are the You Do Me lashes. They have the best, so they're the lash strip. They are the best lashes if you want dramatic lashes. Where I actually like these ones because they're super long but they're not actually too heavy, because sometimes I feel like the lashes are too heavy. You can't really see the cut crease, where big lashes were all the thing in 2016, but I just can't wear lashes that are too thick or too long because then you won't see my eyeballs. So I'm back to MAC Studio Fix. MAC Studio Fix was the foundation for 2016 if you wanted that matte look. So if you want a medium to full coverage, MAC Studio Fix will be your best friend. It's still a massive lover of foundation of mine that I still love. But today we are doing matte skin. We're doing super matte skin. There was like no cream products back in 2016, which scares the life out of me because I love my dewy skin, I love my glow, I love my cream blushes. There's none of that today. We're literally just going full on matte skin. So let's go and do this. For my concealer, I'm going with the MAC Studio Fix 24-hour concealer. So our concealer back in 2016, we weren't shy about it. Like nearly our full face was like destroyed in concealer. So we are going like hell for leather with this concealer. And we brought it up here, we brought it down here. On our chin. I don't think we really did this whole concealer underneath our contour back then, so let's just do it like underneath the eyes. I know it was very like full on like plastered, so let's just blend that in and hope for the best, and let's see how this turns out. Our looks in 2016 were very influenced by their Kardashians, but obviously the Kardashian like style of look is still so popular to this date, but it actually has evolved in such a way that it is more, not as plastered, but we're still sculpted. But we were plastered back then, like plastered. We also did the full contoured look. Now I know contour is still really big now, but every look was just like straight down and contoured. Like I don't even think really bronzing was like you know, it was just structured and contoured, and like we kind of look like ghosts going around with this really bright under eye, which isn't very flattering for a lot of people, because if you have like our concealer was definitely 2 or 3 shades lighter than our foundation, so it was just like white underneath our eye basically. But you know, that's what we did back then. So let's just blend our contour in. We all wanted to be Kardashians, and they like rules the makeup world, which they still do. They still are ruling like so many years later. But okay, this isn't even blended. What's going on under here? But yeah, so we had like really just, it was just caked basically. Now we like, when it was done right, it was still like nice, but it was just a lot of product, heavy products that the skin could not breathe. And let's do some bit of nose contour in here. There was no cream blusher, so at this point I actually think we went in with a powder. So I'm going in with the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. Now I have to say, I've recently only started using this again, and I have to say I do like it, okay? If you have oily skin and you want a full matte coverage foundation or look, you need to start using this again. It's a golden but oldie, but I like it. So I'm going in with a powder puff, and we're going to set underneath all our eyes, like we're going to bake the absolute hell out of our face. Bacon was like so big. Like bacon was just, it was like we just put white powder all over our face, and we did bake underneath here with powder. So let's do this. I might actually go over this again with a different powder, but we did this before we even did any bronzing or any like lifting of the face. So I'm going with the Plouise, and this is the 793 brush, and I'm going with the Kash Beauty bronzers. This is quite like the MAC Give Me Sun Dark Tan, which was all the go, but we actually kind of use bronzer nearly like to contour our face instead of like actually like bronzing. So let's just do this and see how we look. So yeah, we went hell for leather. We like pressed it on, and then we did kind of bronze up this part of our face. And I think we kind of like went, it was more so kind of sculpting our nose like this. Then went in again with like another brush, and we sculpted again underneath here, okay? Like we did a second layer of the same colour. So we went like quite like warm toned. And voila, we have this so far. Now it's time that we went in and actually baked again. So I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty, and this is their banana powder. So we're going to bake again. We're going to add more, we're going to clog up our pores a tiny bit more. So we baked underneath here. So we added this really sculpted look. And we went under here as well. So we wanted it to be super like absolutely like crisp as hell. And then we went again and we added more powder here and here and straight on our nose, because we basically wanted not one pore to be seen or heard of. We just wanted it banished. So the more powder, the better. So I just smoked out underneath my eye with the same colours that I used on the top. So I'm going in with a powder blush. This is the Missguided, which I actually got in Superdrug when I was in Edinburgh. And I didn't even realise that they did makeup Missguided. So let's go in with this, because we can't use any cream products because it wasn't a thing in 2016. So we're not going to go too mad on our blush, just a small bit, because we were more like structured queens back then. Blush wasn't really a big thing. I think that's enough. I don't think we would have worn any more. This is just my type highlighter. So highlighter was the main thing of our looks in 2016. I'm going in with the Plouise, and this is the 229 brush. So if you didn't have so much highlighter on, you weren't doing it right back in 2016. Like, you wanted to stop traffic lights. You wanted to look weird in daylight because you had so much highlighter on. Like, hello? Like, what is this about? It's like blinding. And I think we did a bit down our nose as well, like really strong. And we actually did a bit up here. I don't know why we did that. I know it's like the center part that like catches your face, but we put powder highlighter up here. Like, kind of a bit weird, but and a bit on her nose as well. And yeah, I think we're getting there, guys. So for my lips, I went in with this Rimmel Cappuccino, which I have forever, but this was so old school and everyone used to wear it, and they went for like the really brown nude lip. So yeah, this is the finished look. Really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up to my channel, subscribe, comment underneath, let me know what you want to see next week, all that jazz. I really appreciate it, helping my channel grow, and until then, I'll speak to you next week.